We welcome you to Purdue Stadium here in Salisbury, Maryland. It plays home to the Shorebirds, but tonight, the opening night of the NPF. It's USSSA Pride taking on the Pennsylvania Rebellion. As we welcome you into our broadcast, so glad to have you with us. Alongside Barbara Jordan, I'm Bernie Gunther. Well, the excitement is building. We have the newest franchise in the NPF here tonight, and they're taking on the defending NPF champion, USSSA Pride.
Well, the USSSA Pride has done a fantastic job because they've always been a team of experienced veterans. And what Don DiDonatis has done is he's gone out and he's signed some really great young players out of college, the best in the game. This year he signed Madison Chipman, the 2014 SEC Player of the Year.
And on the other side for the Pennsylvania Rebellion, this is a team you can't overlook because they're a young franchise, but they're a very well put together franchise.
Well, what I like that the owner, Stu Williams, did is he didn't just sit around and wait for the draft to build this team. He did some trades, he signed some free agents, and tonight on the mound, we're going to see Sarah Pauly, one of the winningest pitchers in the NPF.
Well, the excitement is building here in Salisbury, Maryland. It's the opening night of the NPF. USSSA is the world's premier sports organization with over 4 million participants. The top youth baseball stars compete at the Wilson DeMarini Elite World Series and the Louisville Slugger Championship, looking to qualify for the USSSA National Youth Championships. In fast pitch, the top teenagers are on the field with USA Select, and the best in the world are on the USSSA Florida Pride. Nationwide Conference USSSA provides the ultimate challenge in slow pitch softball. At every level, you play the best when you play USSSA.
In the nation, we reward safe driving. Add vanishing deductible from Nationwide Insurance and get $100 off every year of safe driving, which means you could save a lot of Benjamins. We put members first because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
USSSA members, you could save money on your auto insurance. Call a local Nationwide agent or 1-866-633-5747.
It is the opening night of the NPF season, NPF on ESPN, presented by USSSA. Bernie Gunther, Barbara Jordan. We're glad you're with us here at Purdue Stadium in Salisbury, Maryland, as the defending NPF champions will start their quest of trying to defend their title here in 2014, and they'll take on the newest team in the NPF, the Pennsylvania Rebellion. They're just a couple miles down the road, Barb, and they didn't have much of a journey. And the good news, I guess, these two teams essentially are going to play once each other a number of times here to start the season. The first 8 games are USSSA versus Pennsylvania.
Well, and that's quite challenging, but I think what both teams have on hand is it is opening season, and what these players have to do, they haven't played live softball since last August, most of them, and that is they have to get their rhythm down. They have to get the timing of the game down. So we're going to see a lot of adjustments being made early by a lot of these players.
Well, we have an outstanding pitch-up matchup tonight, and for more on that, let's check in now with the third member of our team, Kristen Bedard.
Bernie, for the first time in 5 years, pitchers Sarah Pauly and Kat Osterman will be in separate dugouts. These veteran pitchers know each other so well that this morning when I was talking to Kat Osterman, she said these two communicate without even saying words. Sarah Pauly says it's definitely high emotions not being able to check in with her friend in the dugout. But this meeting, they're both competitors and they both want to get the W.
Well, Barbara, I think it's an interesting point as you take a look at Kat Osterman getting the nod tonight for the USSSA Pride. Both these pitchers know each other so well. They've got an opportunity to play together for the USSSA Pride as we take out the lineup tonight. But tonight they'll be up against each other. As you check out the starters for the Pennsylvania Rebellion, it's Aileen Verschow, Jen Salling, Bianca Mejia, Lindley hitting 4th, Kiocho 5th, Bates 6th, 7th is Liddell, Lauren Lappin is in the 8-hole, and Ogle rounds out the lineup. She's the catcher today, and they'll have an opportunity to go up against Kat Osterman. And you take a look at that lineup, and there's a couple of great players there that played for the Pride. As we check out the Pride starting lineup, in this lineup, it looks this way. It's Del Ponte in left, Caitlin Lowe in center, Sharonda McDonald in right field, Duran at third, Shipman, the SEC Player of the Year, getting her first start as a professional at short, Kamakona at second, DeSalvatore at first, and Kristen Sandberg is behind home plate. And pretty special that Madison Shipman on the field. I'm sure that she was wishing that she was playing tonight in the Women's College World Series. But, you know, they battled hard, and I think she's excited about starting a professional career now. And so here we go. Andy Verschow will start off action here. And the first pitch down and outside. Our batter from Purdue University. She set the career record for hits on April 5th against Indiana.
Nice pitch, Cat.
And the Boilermaker, who led her team with a .416 average, leads off here for the Pennsylvania Rebellion. So that speaks volumes about what they think about this young athlete.
Well, it's nice to see her come in. She did, as you mentioned, have a fantastic career for Purdue. She was third this year in batting in the Big Ten overall with that .416 average. But she does a fantastic job of setting the tone for her team offensively by getting on base.
1-2, called strike 3, and Kat Osterman has her first strikeout here of the season.
Well, Kat Osterman doesn't look like she's had nine months off from playing, but good first start for her, getting the first batter out. That's got to make her feel good. Even though she got the strikeout there, she's got to get her rhythm and timing down.
So that brings to the plate Jen Salling. She played for the USSSA Florida Pride to start her entire career, and then from that point on, you know, she really didn't get as much time as a hitter and an infielder as she would have liked, because she played behind Natasha Watley, and now she gets a chance to be an everyday starter. She's hit by a pitch to start the ball game.
Well, Salling last year had her best offensive year for the Pride, batting over 300, and I think that's why we see her in the 2-hole.
So runner on first, and here's Bianca Mejia. Bianca Mejia has done some fabulous things during her career. 25 years old, from Long Island University. She's always been known for having a fabulous glove, but the Rebellion could really use her to have a fantastic bat as well this season.
Well, the thing with Mejia is she may not put up huge numbers offensively, but she's known to always come up with a big hit. She does have the ability to hit the long ball. She's the all-time home run leader at Long Island University.
2 balls and 2 strikes. And she's worked the count full to 3-2. Jen Salling trying to score the first run in Pennsylvania Rebellion history.
Well, a lot of firsts tonight for the Rebellion. Somebody's going to get the first hit. Someone's going to have the first strikeout as a pitcher, score hopefully the first home run for them, but a lot of firsts to be made this season. And so far this inning, we've seen the first hit by batter and the first base on balls.
And smiles for Kat Osterman. She's been through many of these situations in her career, but sometimes with some of the great ones, early on is when you have the biggest opportunity to get after them.
Well, you can work out. Kat, obviously, she's going to come in fantastic shape. She looks just physically fit. She's always tweeting about her workout, so you know she's in shape, but game shape is a different monster, if you will, because you know you might have batters stand in on you, but when you're actually pitching to live batters, it's a lot different than some of the things you're just going to see at practice.
Brittany Lindley with an opportunity to get the first RBI in Pennsylvania history.
Here we go. Yeah, defense.
Two on and just one out. A strikeout to start the ball game for Kat Osterman. And that one foul back. It'll make the count 1-2.
I like Kat getting ahead here. After letting the last two on base with free passes, she comes back and she gets ahead of Lindley here with one out. And that's a sign of a veteran pitcher.
Lindley last year for the Comets was a utility player. She split her time between third base and playing in the outfield. She appeared in 24 games as a rookie. One and two as Osterman looks for strikeout number two. That one raced outside. Sandberg able to hold on to it. And the count now 2-2. It's not a whole lot that you could do against Kat Osterman, but what are some of the keys? Do you feel like you have to try to be a little more patient when you're at the plate?
Well, Kat's known for just having just a fantastic drop ball. She has all the pitches, don't get me wrong, but she really spins the ball so well. And the thing with Kat is she's going to get ahead, and I think you have to be aggressive early as a batter. But if you don't get a good piece of bat on the ball and you foul it off, she's still getting ahead on you. So really, I just think it takes a lot of patience.
The 3-2. And how about that? Not often that you're going to see Kat Osterman with 3 walks in the inning. A hit by pitch to Salling. Mejia drew a walk, and out here Lindley draws a walk, and Angeline Kiocho, who's had a number of big at-bats during her career, comes to the plate with a chance to give the Rebellion a big early lead.
Sandy, we gotta have that pitch called a strike. Come on. St. Little League Blue, come on.
Kiocho coming off one of her best offensive years last year for the New York, New Jersey Comets.
Here we go. Watch
She
squeeze
added
right
more
here.
power into her numbers last year.
It's 1-0.
Come on, Blue.
A former BYU player checking into the plate. And Kat Osterman, you know, these players don't have the same type of spring training you're used to with Major League Baseball, where they have an entire month to prepare. But Osterman and company have been down in Orlando for the Pride for 2+ weeks. And of course, probably the biggest thing is doing your due diligence before you even report to camp and report to market.
Right, and even though she has the 2 weeks with her team under her belt, I think we're going to see this with a lot of hitters and the pitchers as well, as they have to get their timing down. They've got to get the feel in their bodies again of this is what it feels like, and this is how this pitch is supposed to come off my fingertips. And really, they're really just trying to find their groove and their rhythm.
2-2. Osterman looking for strikeout number 2, and she's got her. A big strikeout, and it's either been a strikeout or a walk to start the ball game as Edwards goes down. It'll be Bales now coming to the plate with 2 away. Here's another look.
Take a look at that mean drop ball by Kat Osterman. Kiocho goes down swinging.
Oh!
Bases loaded.
They told me the strike zone was higher than college. Come on. That's a strike in college. Come on,
Phoebe
Blue.
Bates, 22 years old from UCLA.
Yeah.
And you can hear Jerry Glasgow, the head coach of the USSSA Pride, trying to get adjusted from coaching as an assistant coach at Georgia to the new NPF strike zone. I guess new to him, if you will.
Well, Jerry Glasgow's over there shouting out a little bit. about the strike zone here in the first inning, and that's just showing his competitive side. Here, what a great opportunity for BB Bates. This is her first career NPF at bat. How about off Kat Osterman with the bases loaded and 2 outs?
Former UCLA Bruin with an opportunity here. 3 balls and a strike.
Come on, Blue. The rise ball's too high, not too low. Come on. Have a strike zone.
Hey, here we go. Yeah.
And you're hearing Terry Glasgow right there in the background. The mic's right next to him. 3-1. Did she hold back? They did say she won. It's 3-2.
Up and down the middle. He can see that one. Come on, Blue.
And this is
Paid to do a job.
a big opportunity for the rookie. 3-2 against Kat Osterman. That's one of the things about this league. This is probably a matchup that you only dreamed about having the opportunity to take on Kat Osterman.
Yeah.
Fouled away. What a crowd here gathering on
That's it, Pat, all day.
opening night. 3,000 plus have worked their way into the home of the Shorebirds. And the prime seats, the green ones, not a seat to be had. It's only general admission.
Yeah, great crowd, great turnout for opening night between the Rebellion and the Pride.
3-2, foul back again.
And this is a great first career at bat for BB Bates. I love it. She's the all-time, she's 3rd all-time in home runs for UCLA, and she's got a great opportunity here to put the first runs on the board for the Rebellion.
Well, in many ways, that's what it's all been about. You talked about at the onset, the Pride. They've made a bit of a youth movement, if you will. Of course, you know the veterans, Kat Osterman, the Olympian, Andrea Duran, Olympian. But there's a lot of really young, fresh faces that are on the field. But the Rebellion, they've got some talent as well. This one gets away from Sandberg, and that's how the Pennsylvania Rebellion are going to score their first run in team history.
I'm not sure anybody wrote it up that way, but nonetheless, on that strikeout, the drop third strike allows the runners to go. And Jen Salling scores from third base, and the Rebellion still have bases loaded and 2 outs.
So a drop third strike, the 3rd strikeout of the inning, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, a hit by pitch. And here's the former Hokie coming to the plate with a chance to add to this 1-0 Rebellion lead. You see a couple of these players on the Rebellion, they were a part of the Comets last year as rookies. How do you see them adapt from year 1 to year 2?
Well, I think any rookie in the league, you come and you understand what really being a professional athlete is all about. In college, I think everything is so structured. And you come to the pros and you realize, hey, no one's going to make you go lift weights. There's a lot of things you learn to do on your own. You got to make your own routine.
1-1, popped up. Duran comes over, Sandberg comes over, and Duran makes the play to retire the side. The Rebellion strand the maximum, but they score early. On opening night of the NPF, we'll see the defending NPF champions come to the plate for the first time when we come back to Salisbury, Maryland.
15 seconds, here we go. On your mark, get set, go. All right, fans, room on. They have 15 seconds. That is a downslide already. It's over. It's over. Wawa Classic Hockey Tournament. One big round of applause. Great job. Participants of the Maryland Terror. Wawa, you gotta have a Wawa. This inning is brought to you by World Fast Pitch, the official helmet of the NPF. Ultimate protection at the plate is at WorldSports.com and get speeds above the limit. Outfit your team in the same exact NPF uniforms that you see your USSSA Pride wearing. Wear what the pros wear. Booba, the official uniform supplier of the NPF. Make sure you visit Booba.com to wear what the pros wear. Viking, our determination defines us. We are built to win. We don't play the game to win, we dominate. VikingSports.com, engineered to manufacture with pride in the USA.
Hey, hey.
Bottom of the first here in Salisbury, Maryland. NPF on ESPN, presented by USSSA. Let's check out the starters tonight for the USSSA Florida Pride. And has been the case since their start. Caitlin Lowe will start off. She's followed by Sharonda McDonald. British Del Ponte is the new player for the USSSA Florida Pride. Kristen Sandberg in the cleanup hole. Gianna Salvatore. Kamakona, one of the new Pride members, will get the start tonight at second base, followed by Crutchman, Duran at third, and Madison Shipman round out the lineup tonight as they go up against a former Pride player in Sarah Pauly, who's getting the nod tonight. And the defense behind her, Kyocho is in left, Varsho in center, Lindley is in right field, Salling at third, Mejia at short, Lappin at second, Liddell at first, as they go up against Sarah Pauly, who's going to have another opportunity to go against her old teammate. It's pretty wild, you know, to be traded in the offseason, but I'm sure this is a huge start for her and one that she would love to get a W to start the season.
Well, Sarah Pauly has so much experience in the NPF, and really she has all the pitches. She throws in the mid-60s, and I look for her really to work to get ahead so she can make them all move throughout the zone.
And here's Caitlin Lowe starting off. 29 years old, out of Arizona. Caitlin Lowe has done so many spectacular things during her career, but a strikeout to start the ball game, and that's exactly what Sarah Pauly was hoping for. What a way to get going early on.
Well, another first for the Rebellion, and no one better to have it than Sarah Pauly, getting the first strikeout in Rebellion history.
Here's the first strikeout in Rebellion history, and you can see the emotion on Sarah Pauly's faces. Here's Sharonda McDonald, who's come back out of retirement to play for the USSSA Pride.
Well, we have to talk about that Sarah Pauly was traded, Lauren Lappin, Jen Salling, all from the Pride to the Rebellion. And really, both sides, I think, won in the trade, but you know, anytime you play against a former team, you're going to be fired up, and you're always going to want to have an excellent performance. That's just human nature.
Head coach of the Pride, assistant for the Georgia Bulldogs. And how about the start? Back-to-back strikeouts for Sarah Pauly, and there's two away. And if she can get Del Ponte, she can strike out the side. First pitch to Del Ponte is called a strike, and got to credit Pauly. She's going right to work. I'm sure that she's had this battle on her mind since the onset.
Well, you just look at the way she's throwing the ball, pitch, getting the ball back, stepping on the mound. She's definitely finding her rhythm.
Inning over. A 1-2-3 start for Sarah Pauly, and the newest kid on the block in the NPF has a 1-0 advantage after one inning of play here in Salisbury, Maryland.
I dream. I dream.
I dream NPF.
I dream NPF.
I dream NPF.
I play USSSA. I play USSSA. I play USSSA. I play USSSA. Come join all of us. Dream NPF, play USSSA.
It was a lifetime in the making.
4 years of over-the-top hard work, dedication, and sweat. Together we fought to the end and rose to the top.
A national championship is something that we dreamed about, but we knew it wasn't over. How can you hang them up when you're just getting started?
Now, here we are again, fighting for an NPF championship.
The hard work, dedication, and sweat starts all over again.
We've been to the top before. We'll be there again.
And when we got to the bigs and it was our show, we knew there's no other equipment that we choose.
The Rebellion with a 1-0 advantage. Let's check in now with the third member of our team, Kristen Bedard.
Bernie, it is opening day. Everyone is so excited here in the ballpark, and everyone has their little traditions that they do to celebrate opening day. And we want to know how you celebrate opening day. Send your answers via Twitter to @USSSA Pride, and those answers will be read on the broadcast later in the game.
Well, that's the question. How do you celebrate opening day, Barb?
I celebrate opening day here with you, Bernie, calling the best softball in the world.
You know, it's pretty special. You could see the excitement, and you know, I've been a part of this league for probably maybe almost 10 years, but I don't know that there has ever been as much excitement building into the season as there has been this year.
Well, I think you just take a look at the league, and the talent in this league has just continued to grow. You look at the draft picks last year, and then you look at who was selected this year. Dallas Escobedo as the #1 overall, Madison Chipman, the starting shortstop for the Pride. Estela Piñon was drafted out of Arizona. It's just been a great class overall.
Lauren Lappin, 29 years old, went to Stanford, a former USSSA Pride player. And, you know, you take a look at Lappin coming to the plate. This is a special player that the Rebellion were able to grab, because Lappin is an athlete that really could play anywhere on the field.
The thing about Lauren Lappin is she has really good leadership skills. So she coaches, that's what she does for a living, and I think that having some young talent come in with the Rebellion and having the ability to play every position on the field other than pitcher, I think she really can help add to the Rebellion team as a player.
Great job there, 8. Way to get a hit, kid.
And how does it help you, especially early on in the season, where, you know, both these teams are waiting on players that they drafted that are playing in the Women's College World Series, so they won't completely get to full strength until likely another week, as, you know, action going on right now in Oklahoma City. But when you have a player like Lappin, you can piece her into the puzzle, you can put her in a multitude of different places. That really helps you out when you're a coach.
Well, I think as a team and as a head coach, as we see Durant pull that out of the air, as a team, you want to find the nucleus, you want to find the formula. So I think not just the coaches want their players there, but I think the players do too. You want to just kind of put the pieces of the puzzle together.
Take another look. Easy play. The catcher.
Atta baby. Way to compete, 8. Way to compete.
Got Mandy Ogle out of Texas.
Another one of those fabulous rookies. And that's the thing, you know, this is only a 4-team league, so essentially there's enough talent to have 4 teams that are very good. You saw last night the result between the Akron Racers and the Chicago Bandits. I think if you watched last year's season, that would have came as a surprise. But you could see from last night's win for the Racers how much that team has improved in 1 year.
Well, you take a look at the Akron Racers. Rachel Fico pitched the game last night, and she was the #1 overall draft pick in 2013. And really, she collected the majority of her wins the second half of the season last year. And I think she learned a lot about what it takes to be successful in this league. And she came out yesterday guns loaded, and she put it all together. And she shut down a very powerful Chicago Bandits hitting team.
2-2. Bottom of the lineup. In the 9-hole, the Rebellion. Before they head back to the top.
Nice.
And a walk. That's the 3rd walk plus a hit by pitch.
here we see Jerry Glasgow coming out to the mound. And I think Coach Glasgow, we've heard him from the dugout screaming a little bit about the strike zone, but he's going to take a little break here and talk to Kat Osterman, try to find out what's working and try to go with that pitch. You can see the frustration in Osterman. I mean, it's nothing, let alone walk back. She does not used to, doesn't walk 4 batters in a game, and here she's done so.
4, and we're basically at an inning and a third. And the Pride infield smiling. And you know, the thing for them is they really haven't even had an opportunity to play defense early on in this contest, because it's either been strikeouts or walks. I guess really the only one that's gotten into play is Andrew Duran.
What I love about this shot is there's the rookie Madison Chipman just chiming in, just saying her thoughts. This is what I think, Kat. I love it because that just shows how competitive she is. So, and what they're really doing here is Jerry Glasgow's just slowing the game down. He doesn't have anything to say. Nobody has anything to say. But they just kind of want to regroup and break up any momentum that the Rebellion are going to put together here.
A not so happy start to his professional coaching career. But often they say it's not how it starts, it's how it ends. Varsho struck out in her first plate appearance. You see her numbers this season at Purdue. Plus 400 average in a major conference, very impressive.
Interesting stat, we see Kat giving up some walks here, and Varsho walked in 51 out of 56 games this year, so interesting to see what'll happen here.
Well, at this point, since Osman hasn't gotten the calls, I would assume that the goal is to really try to make her work.
You know, the thing with Kat right now is she's around the zone, and some of these calls are close, so I'm not going to say one way or the other, but she is really around the zone, and if you want to hit off Kat Osterman, I think you got to go up there and you got to swing the bat. You got to attack, because if not, I think she'll just pick you apart.
1-2. Down on strikes. Varsho struck out for the second time in the ball game, and that's strikeout number 4 for Kat Osterman.
There we see Kat coming and finishing off the deal on Varsho.
Jen Salling, she was hit by pitch in her first plate appearance.
Salling was on that 2009 national championship team out of the University of Washington.
That way, Kat! Atta baby.
She also played with Florida Pride pitcher Danielle Laurie on the 2008 Olympic team for Canada. So those two have a long history together, playing at Washington and for the Canadian national team.
Salling down on strikes, 5 strikeouts to start for Kat Osterman, but she's allowed a run on a couple of walks and a drop third strike. We head to the bottom of the second inning. It's 1-0, Rebellion on top.
I dream NPF.
I dream NPF.
I dream NPF.
I play USSSA. I play USSSA. I play USSSA. I play USSSA. Come join all of us. Dream NPF, play USSSA.
Most revolutionary thing to happen to sports since the invention of the net. Bonet. Play anywhere, play now. With over 45 styles to choose from in all sports,
Bonet is durable, portable, and simple. It sets up in just 60 seconds. See how Bonet's revolutionary patent design has made it the fastest growing supplier of sports nets in the industry. Visit bonet.net to see the complete lineup.
Well, this is the start of the track. The goal is Hoover, Alabama, where they hope to raise the Kohl's Cup. But the good news, I guess, for both these teams, as you take a look at the upcoming slate, they're all going to be up here in the Northeast to start the season, because you take a look at the Rebellion is going to be here. We'll have all of the first 4 games of the season on ESPN3. Then they travel to the Rebellion, to Chicago, which should be a fabulous series. And then we're going to have the Racers and the Bandits as well on ESPN coming up towards the end of the month.
Well, great schedule. And it's nice to see the Pride and the NPF getting on ESPN3. A lot of recognition for these players, and deservingly so. See a lot of the young rookies there, along with Andrea Duran. And you know, you take a look, a lot of people follow these players throughout their collegiate careers, and it's just a great way for them to follow them now in the NPF.
What do you think about Kristen Sandberg getting an opportunity to work again with her former Georgia coach? It's got to be pretty special for her, as Sandberg will lead off the inning here in the bottom of the second.
Well, Sandberg had a fantastic career at Georgia, and coming right out of Georgia, she was named the NPF Rookie of the Year. And you talk about, you know, Jerry Glasgow, the associate head coach there, he works with the hitters there. So for him to come back and be able to work with Sandberg again, I think Sandberg just has to be so excited.
And there's a line out to Mejia. She doesn't get past her at short. One out here is Gianna DeSalvatore. This is one of the youth movement, I guess you will, for the USSSA Pride last year, when they were able to acquire Gianna DeSalvatore in the offseason. She might have been one of the biggest difference makers for the Pride last season, and probably one of the best pickups for Don DiDonatis, the general manager of USSSA.
Well, she was picked up because Jessica Mendoza, who was a big part of the Pride lineup, took the year off. And due to her pregnancy, she took the year off. And so they went and they brought in Gianna DeSalvatore to help replenish that power. But I think she did more than that. I think that she was everything and more Don DiDonatis thought she would be, as she ended up leading the league in RBIs last year.
A rare miss by Sarah Pauly. She's retired the first 4 Pride batters that she's faced. Down the line, but foul. It's kind of an interesting Pride lineup, though, because if you take a look at it top to bottom, plenty of new faces, and over half has kind of rolled over from what you saw last year, at least in the starting 9.
Well, I think the nucleus is back for the Pride, and you know, you have to, if you're on the team, you have to love that, because there's so much experience. They won the Kohl's Cup in 2010. They won it last year in 2013, and they did that in dramatic fashion, coming back and winning 2 games on the Chicago Bandits home field the final day of the season.
What a grab by Mejia, but the throw not in time. And the Pride had their first hit of the ball game, but Mejia really made her work.
This was a fantastic play by Bianca Mejia. You take a look at that backhand off a short hop, and that is a big league play right there. And still has the strength to come up and fire a ball across the field. Great athleticism and great strength.
That'll bring to the plate Amanda Kamikonen. We're going to see a pinch runner early on as Natasha Watley. Excuse me, Washington, the rookie. I thought it was Natasha Watley at first coming out, and she might run just like her.
There we see Brige Washington getting her first chance to perform here in the NPF. Another rookie on the field tonight.
So Bridget Washington pinch running, and here's Amanda Kamakona, who went to UCLA. This one down the right field line and drifting out of play, and it's going to be caught. A brilliant catch for Lauren Lappin, but Washington wisely tags up and takes one more. But the Rebellion early on here on opening night getting a look at one of the biggest pickups that they had in the offseason, getting Lappin in the trade from the Pride.
Okay, we're on ESPN top 10 plays of the day. 2 of them have been right here. This one by Lauren Lappin, diving backwards and holding on. And then heads up base running by pinch runner Washington. Knowing it's in foul territory, she tags and takes second base.
The tying run in scoring position here. In the bottom of the second. Here's Kelly Crutchman, grounded foul. The veteran, 34 years old, out of Alabama.
And I'll tell you, she gets better with time. She has put up great numbers her entire career, and she continues to do so here in the NPF.
Popped up and caught. Inning over. The Pride strand a runner here in the second. Lauren Lappin with a fabulous play. We head to the third. Rebellion leading 1-0.
This is our turf. Day in, day out, we show up. We are here to make an impact, to leave an undeniable mark on the game. We are power. We are performance. We are determined. Together, we are the CF7.
It's the top of the third here, and the Pennsylvania Rebellion is leading by 1 over the USSSA Pride. I'm here with Rebellion coach Rick Bertinelli. You guys were able to push across 1 in the first inning. How does that help build confidence with your batters against Kat Osterman?
Well, first of all, we having fun yet, huh? Opening year in 2014 NPF. A lot of confidence. You know, I was worried about their temperament and emotions being too high and, you know, opening day, but they relaxed, took a lot of pitches. That's what I asked them to do, and it got us a run.
And with that run, we then saw fantastic defense. You and I talked before the start of the game. You were worried how well this team would gel, since this is the first time they were playing all together. Yeah. Sarah Pauly's been fantastic. Bianca Mejia had a diving grab, and Lauren Lappin. What kind of bar does that set for this team?
Well, you know, you said Mejia, Lappin, and the plays that they made. That's the leadership. The younger kids, rookies, are going to feed off of that, and this is going to be a fun year for the Rebellion.
All right, Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Back to you, Bernie.
Well, and all smiles. You know, in many ways, it's all about confidence. It's about getting the youngsters, and the Rebellion have put together a pretty impressive squad. And look at the smiles. They're dancing in the dugout. They're enjoying it.
They're enjoying it, and what I like is their head coach is calm and cool. He's not stressed out. He's got a great demeanor about him.
And here's Bianca Mejia starting off action.
There we see Coach Bertinelli. It's his first season with the Rebellion. He's out of the California University of Pennsylvania, the Vulcans, where he's coached for 22 years. This past fall, he was inducted into the NFCA Hall of Fame. But I'll tell you, Bernie, one of the biggest things about him is he has been named the PSAC Conference Coach of the Year 14 times
Wow.
and 6 times in a row the last 6 years.
It's got to be special for him as we see this one grounded foul. It'll make the count 2-1. To get an opportunity to coach as much talent as he's coaching here now.
And I had a chance to catch up with him before the game. Just a nice calmness about him, and I think as a player you feed off of that.
2-1 to one of the best NPF defenders in recent history in Mejia. See your numbers, there's still some good productivity last year with 6 home runs and 22 runs batted in.
Mejia at the end of last season, she thought she was going to retire. She left her cleats on home plate after her final game at the championship series. But somewhere along that offseason, she got that itch of competitiveness, and here she is back with the Rebellion.
That was the 4th walk issued by Kat Osterman. And that doesn't count the hit by pitch. So that'd be 5 base runners allowed for free for the Rebellion, and they've used it to their advantage. That's how they have a 1-0 lead. Despite the fact that they're leading, they've yet to get their first franchise hit, but they're going to get their second franchise hit by pitch.
Well, the pitch just got away from Osterman as we see Lindley take first base. And we're going to see some action in the bullpen for the Pride. Let's take a look at this pitch by Osterman. Just looks like a drop ball that got away from her.
So the bullpen getting going for the USSSA Pride. And this is a plus season for the USSSA Pride getting Kat Osterman to come back, because if you remember, Osterman is one that announced her retirement early on in last year's season, said it was going to be her final campaign, but then she said, you know, she was having so much fun, why not come back and go at it again? Foul back.
This is a great opportunity here for the Rebellion. First and second, no outs, but sacrifice bunting is one of the easiest parts of the game, and we've seen the Rebellion try that a few times tonight off a Cat without success.
Angeline Kyocho at the plate.
And that just goes to show you the great spin and movement that Osterman has on her pitches.
It's outside, 2 on and nobody out. A big opportunity for the Rebellion to get a little run support here against Kat Osterman. I don't think anybody would have expected that Kat Osterman possibly could have been taken out of the game as early as she is, but she's trying to get out of another jam early on. And Olivia Galati starting to work in the Pride bullpen. Here's the 1-1. Bunted down, and a good play to first. And that was actually Kristen Sandberg moving over to play first base. The Pride making some adjustments.
There we see Sandberg coming in. Nice throw over to Kamakona at first base.
But there's 2 in scoring position. And by the way, Megan Willis is who has come into the ball game to catch for the Pride. So many years those two have spent together. What a special relationship these two have.
Well, there's Megan Willis, the all-time best fielding percentage ever at the University of Texas, and caught Cat every one of her professional years except for one. They've caught together over in Japan. Willis caught Cat 2 years at Texas. So really, you talk about 2 people that know each other well. It's got to be Osterman and Willis.
This is BB Bates. She struck out at her first plate appearance. Chance to tack on 2 more for the Rebellion. They have the early lead.
And And again, BB Bates with the big opportunity to push some runs across for the Rebellion. So we talked about earlier, what do you do about Kat Osterman? Do you go up and take pitches? And I just think she's so around the zone all the time. I really think you have to go up there and be aggressive.
Well,
but that's easy to say from the press box.
Hey, I wouldn't want to check into the batter's box. I can tell you that. 1-2.
So you
I couldn't have missed by much, though.
Yeah, you take a look at that pitch right there, and that's great discipline by Bates. Because when she misses, it's right around the zone.
Got her swinging again. Strikeout number 6 in the ball game is Bates is down on strikes for the second time in the ball game. Here's Liddell. And you take a look at the Rebellion. They've done just about everything right to start the inning, but it'll be quite a shame if they can't get the ball in play and at least produce one run here in this inning.
Well, anytime you have a runner on third base with 1 out or less, you always want to come away as an offense with at least 1 run. They always say that's what championships teams are made out of. So a little bit of pressure on Little right here to get the job done.
Mejia at third. And her teammate Courtney Liddell, who had 224 with 20 RBIs, looking for the first run batted in a Rebellion's history. That's still on the line, potentially, right here on this at bat.
You could see Kat, she wanted that call. Now she goes 3-0.
Low. Hey, that wasn't low, man.
And here we see Jerry Glasgow, the head coach, coming out,
That was not low.
having a small conversation from the sideline.
Three and 0. And he gets a called strike.
And I think Coach Glasgow right there got that call for Kat. But we're seeing the competitive side of Jerry Glasgow tonight. And there's nothing wrong in my book with being competitive. I think people show it in different ways.
Popped up. And Duran has taken just about everything defensively here early in the game. The Rebellion miss an opportunity. They strand 2 in the third. When we come back, they trail 1-0.
In the nation, we reward safe driving. Add Vanishing Deductible from Nationwide Insurance and get $100 off every year of safe driving, which means you could save a lot of Benjamins. We put members first because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
USSSA members, you could save money on your auto insurance. Call a local Nationwide agent or 1-866-633-5747.
Get ready for world-class softball, Southern style. The National Pro Fast Pitch Championship is coming to the Hoover Mat Stadium in Hoover, Alabama, August 20th through the 23rd. You'll watch the best players in the for the championship trophy. Players like All-American and Olympians Kat Osterman and Monica Abbott. Don't miss the NPF Championship August 20th through the 23rd. Make sure you get your tickets now at npfchampionship.com.
Bottom of the third, Rebellion leading 1-0. Let's check in with Krista Bedard, who's with the head coach of the Pride.
Coach Glasgow, Sarah Pauly has been absolutely solid on the mound for the Rebellion. What adjustments do your hitters need to make?
Get our barrel out there. We're being a little bit tentative, and she's being very aggressive. I think we'll catch up here in just a second.
And before your batters go, we're seeing a little bit of an uncharacteristic start from Kat Osterman. You made the change, put Willison at catcher and Kristen Sandberg at first. What was behind that decision?
Well, you know, Kat, I'm not worried about Kat at all. Just trying to get her comfortable. Maybe helping the umpire a little bit by maybe giving him a different look or maybe giving him an opportunity to change a little bit on his strike zone.
All right, Coach, thank you so much.
Okay.
Back to you, Byron.
Well, that's what it's always about. It's always about making the adjustments. And, you know, Jerry Glasgow knows that Kat Osterman has been in many big games, especially bigger than opening day. And sometimes when you haven't played in a couple of months, it takes a little while to get the cobwebs off as well.
Well, I think you're going to see that with a lot of the players that are not coming in from college softball. So the rookies, hey, they're good. Their timing's down. They've gotten their practice reps. They've taken balls with their team. They've seen live pitching, live fielding. But for the other players, it's, you know, softball is a hard sport to practice by yourself. So you can get your reps in before you come to spring training. But in those 2 weeks, you try to catch up to be game ready as quickly as you can.
Andrea Duran gets the second hit of the ball game for the Pride, and she leads off the third with a base hit. She's done everything for the Pride defensively so far in this game, and she was a real big spark for the Pride last year offensively.
Well, she had a big finish at last year's championship series, and that's always been Andrea Duran. She's always known for a big timely hit, and here she is coming up with the base hit to get things going here in the bottom of the third inning.
What do you think about Madison Shipman, the SEC Player of the Year, and what she's going to be able to bring to this pro league?
Well, I think the first thing with Madison is that she is a capable player mentally and physically. So a lot of rookies, it takes them a little bit of time to come in and adjust, but she seems very mature for her age as a player. So I think she's going to come in and be successful right off the bat.
Just 21 years of age. She fouls that back. And this is what the fans have waited to see, great players like Madison Shipman. And I think that's probably one of the biggest ways that the league has evolved over the years is the fact that players like Madison Shipman are choosing to come play in the NPF right out of college.
Well, I think that several years ago, a lot of the former Olympians came, and the majority of them coming to the Pride.
Mejia Shipman beats it out. She's got her first pro hit.
And there you see the athleticism of Shipman, 6'1", but you see her hustle down the line and beat out an infield single, showing her speed.
Here's another look.
Just jams her a little bit. But she doesn't hang her head. She gets herself a base hit.
Back to the top of the lineup. And Caitlin Lowe. Oh, a little chin music, literally.
Yeah, and that looks like it got her on the back side of the upper arm, and that's a tough spot to take a pitch.
And the Pride will have the bases loaded.
Yeah, looks like it got her just above the elbow, and there's not a lot of meat there. And Sarah Pauly's gotten herself into a little bit of a jam here in the bottom of the third.
Bases loaded. Pauly, a veteran of the league. She's been in these situations as well. But you know there's not going to be a whole lot of runs to come by against Kat Osterman, especially with the number of base runners that the Rebellion have had early in this game. And you see in between the inning, Kat Osterman went down and did a bullpen session, just trying to, maybe as we mentioned, get the cobwebs out. She's back now in the Pride dugout.
And I like that. And I like that because here she is, 30 years old, and she's not too tired to go down and find her rhythm in between innings so she can come back out on the field and be where she wants to be.
Sharonda McDonald out of retirement and into the box with a big opportunity. Popped up and caught, out number 1.
Mandy Ogle bringing it in. Rookie catcher out of the University of Texas. No errors this year, past season for Texas in 2014, and there she's showing her good glove, bringing in that pop-up in a tough spot on the field.
Del Ponte now with the bases loaded. 7 home runs with the Akron Racers. Pride have them loaded. Trying to come back from a 1-run deficit. Wow, lined hard, look out.
Del Ponte played last season with the Akron Racers, was second in the league when home runs as a rookie was 7. And with Ashley Charters retiring at second base, Don DiDonatis went ahead and brought her in because Del Ponte can play several infield positions. Third base, second base. Although tonight we see her out in left field.
But that's a good lesson for all the young players out there because these are really, really great athletes. And at the end of the day, the goal is to try to find a spot where you can work your way into the starting lineup and make it onto the field. And they appeal and they said, no, she did not go.
I'm sorry, on Del Ponte, I said third base. She's an excellent shortstop, so very athletic, very versatile. She's trying to work out of this tough situation, trying to get her team on board.
2-2. Slow roller Mejia goes to first. Look and see the tying run. And it's 1-1 here in the bottom of the third. Here's another look at how the Pride scored their first
and
run.
Because the ball's hit to the left, Mejia, because all her momentum's going that way, can't get the out at home and comes away with an out at first base.
So runners at second and third. And here's Kristen Sandberg. Sandberg, who started at catcher, moved to first base. Her second season in the NPF, not quite as productive as her first season, but still very good last year with 5 home runs and 26 runs batted in.
Well, and Sandberg's another one. You talk about how you finish, what she did at the championship series. Coming up with the big home run against the Chicago Bandits to help lift the Pride into the final game of that 3-game series.
Grounded to third, sailing over to first, and inning over. But the Pride able to tie the ball game. Duran and Shipman both reached the start of the inning. On the bases loaded, the Pride push across run after 3 innings of play here in Southbury, Maryland. Pennsylvania 1, USSSA 1. Participants. The top youth baseball stars compete at the Wilson DeMarini Elite World Series and the Louisville Slugger Championship, looking to qualify for the USSSA National Youth Championships. In fast pitch, the top teenagers are on the field with USA Select, and the best in the world are on the USSSA Florida Pride. Nationwide Conference USSSA provides the ultimate challenge in slow pitch softball. At every level, you play the best when you play USSSA.
In the nation, we reward safe driving. Add Vanishing Deductible from Nationwide Insurance and get $100 off every year of safe driving, which means you could save a lot of Benjamins. We put members first because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
USSSA members, you could save money on your auto insurance. Call a local Nationwide agent or 1-866-633-5747.
1-1 score here in the fourth. Bernie Gunther, Barbara Jordan, Krista Bedard, glad you're with us here in Salisbury, Maryland. It's a 1-1 ball game. The Pride scoring their first run there in the bottom of the third, a run on 3 hits. And now this is the big opportunity for the Rebellion. How will they answer against Kat Osterman, who struggled early on? NPF Championship is coming to Hoover, Alabama, August 18th to the 24th. It is absolutely going to be fantastic. It's the same site that the SEC Baseball Championship was. And I don't know about you, I'm certainly looking forward to this. It's going to be quite a showcase. World-class softball Southern style. And you can visit npfchampionship.com to get ticket information.
And they're having a lot of great events going along with it, an umpires clinic. Jenny Finch is having a clinic, and I like it. Different events going on throughout the week. They have an RV park, so if you want to bring the family, drive your RV down, park it there for the week.
Lappin will lead off here in the top of the fourth. Lappin last year, a home run and 7 runs batted in for the Pride. I think that if she was honest with herself, she probably feels like she could have used some more playing time that she didn't get last year with the USSSA Florida Pride. So it's a big opportunity for her to become a day-to-day starter with the Pennsylvania Rebellion.
I think for all of these players that come into the NPF, hey, they're the stars of their college teams. They're all used to playing every game, every day, and I think it's an adjustment when you don't. But I think given the opportunity, I think any one of these players would want to start every game. And good for Lappin. It looks like she may have that opportunity on the Rebellion as we see her starting at second base today.
1-2. Got her swinging. They'll throw it over to first, and Sandberg will tag the bag for out number 1. Strikeout number 7 for Kat Osterman.
Looking good, 5.
As Lappin is retired.
Here we take a look at that drop ball in the dirt. Way out of the zone, Lappin chased it.
Here's Ogle, the catcher, hitting in the 9-hole. Oh, excuse me. Lappin's still in the box.
I think they're going to call that a foul tip. It's funny, she ran to first. Maybe she didn't even know she got a piece of it.
So the count is 2-2. And on the second chance, taps it foul, so she'll still get another opportunity.
we see Duran getting Kat Osterman to smile in the circle. Not always easy to do.
By the way, we mentioned last night how the Racers defeated the Bandits in game 1. Well, the Bandits up early 6-2 at Firestone Stadium here in game number 2. See a pop-up on the infield. And it's off Pamakona's glove. A rare error by the Pride second baseman. And Lappin making the best of it. What would have been strikeout number 7. Lappin is on second now.
Well, these are the types of things that you can't practice on your own, and this is communication. And it's a ball hit sky high. And I thought Sandberg was going to bring it down. It ends up coming back into the middle of the pitcher's circle. Pamakona can't just bring it in.
And so now here is Ogle with an opportunity to get an RBI. She walked in her first plate appearance. For the Longhorns, she had 290 with 7 home runs and 24 runs batted in. One and one.
And speaking with Connie Clark, her head coach at the University of Texas, she said that she's the type of player that, hey, the game's on the line. She's that type of player. She knows how to come through in big situations. We'll see if she can take advantage of this situation here.
It's probably one of the biggest situations for this young franchise. They had some opportunities an inning ago. But here, a runner on second with nobody out, and this is where they can't afford to have what happened an inning ago, where they had the bases loaded and they were unable to produce a run.
Well, having a runner on second base with no outs, definitely a great opportunity to go ahead again. And we wanted to see what they're made of after the Pride came back and tied the game. We'll see if they can find a way to put a runner on the board against Cat.
Down on strikes. There is strikeout number 7. So Ogle with a walk and a strikeout to start her pro career.
And you have to remember, as Ogle goes back to the dugout, Ogle went to Texas long after Kat Osterman was gone. And when she takes this called strike 3, she's like, oh, that's the Kat Osterman I've heard and read all about all those years.
Varsho at the plate. She struck out twice, so she'd love to get something going against Kat Osterman.
Well, and we talked about how successful Varsho was at Purdue, and now welcome to the NPF. 2 strikeouts. We'll see if she can make a quick adjustment.
Didn't miss by much, and Willis wanted to make sure the home plate umpire saw it. One and two. Grounded to Sandberg. She'll tag the bag. Out number 2. See how versatile Sandberg is. Starts the game at catcher, then moves over to first. You get a better look at the eye black when she's at first than when she's behind home plate. And the former Pride player Jen Salling now with a huge opportunity. Hit by pitch in the first, struck out in the 5th. Well, she'll go down in the record book. The first run in Rebellion history.
Good job.
2 and 1. This is another, you talk about the pickup of Lappin, but Salling another huge pickup for Pennsylvania.
Well, absolutely. She brings a lot of experience, and she's got championships under her belt. Women's College World Series, championships with the Pride.
2-2-2 outs, down on strikes. Salling struck out for the second time in the ball game. Strikeout number 8 for Kat Osterman. We get to the bottom of the fourth. The Rebellion won, the Pride won.
Planet battled it out for the championship trophy. Players like All-American and Olympians Kat Osterman and Monica Abbott. Don't miss the NPF Championship August 20th through the 23rd. Make sure you get your tickets now at npfchampionship.com.
This is our turf. Day in, day out, we show up. We are here to make an impact, to leave an undeniable mark on the game. We are power. We are performance. We are determined. Together, we are the CF7.
Bottom of the fourth inning. NPF on ESPN presented by USSSA. Well, I don't know. It's been kind of a wild start to this game. You take a look at that scoreboard, a run on 3 hits. That's how the Pride scored their only run of the game in the bottom of the third. The Rebellion have scored a run, but they haven't gotten a franchise first hit.
Well, they're still looking for that hit, but nonetheless, we got a tied ball game, and we'll see if the Pride, everybody's taking their second time around. And we'll see if they can continue to make adjustments as we saw last inning.
Big opportunity for the Pride as they look to try to take their first lead. Bottom of the fourth, and Gianna DeSalvatore will start things off. DeSalvatore singled. .329 last season.
Your first pitch was rise, right? And then she went screw or rise again?
You hear the conversation in the background. Just trying to map out Sarah Pauly. And that's one of the things about these players is the softball intelligence is to a completely different level in the NPF. Grounded a third to Salling. 1 away. DeSalvatore retired for the first time in the ball game, 5-3.
You talk about the intelligence of the players in the NPF, and there on that ball hit, we see Salling well off of third base, covering the 5-6 hole. Great positioning by Salling to take away a leadoff base hit.
Amanda Kamakona. We saw her with a rare air earlier. Oh, ho, ho, Lappin again.
Great piece of hitting by Kamakona. And here we see the defensive skills. Lappin just getting a glove in the air and pulling it in.
Here's Kelly Crutchman. We've mentioned in the past she has one of the more peculiar stances in the game. But such a great career, gold and silver medalist with Team USA.
And there you see her with her split grip. She stands open. And one of the great things about Kelly Crutchman that makes her such a great hitter is she knows the zone. Her strikeout to walk ratio over her career is just excellent. And she's not afraid, even though she's got great power, she takes a lot of pride in drawing a walk as well. We talk about the power. She's the all-time home run leader at the University of Alabama.
Here's a look at the stance.
There you see her slightly open. And there we see her displaying her skills of knowing the strike zone and great discipline of not chasing balls out of the zone.
So a walk issue to Crutchman, that's been one of the things in her career that she's been so good at. She just has one of the best eyes in the game. Andrew Duran back up the middle, a base hit. And Andrew Duran has 2 hits to start the ball game. Here's another look. As the Pride are going to bring on a pinch runner.
Duran just drills the first pitch she sees off of Pauly, right back up the middle. So a little 2-out rally here for the Pride. And we'll see if Madison Chipman can collect her first RBI in the NPF.
Pauly has worked well. She's allowed only 4 Pride hits and only 1 run, but the bullpen is up and going for the Rebellion.
There we see Dallas Escobedo out of Arizona State, the #1 overall draft pick, warming up.
What advantage do some of these college players have? They obviously, the positive is they have months and months of experience behind them going into the NPF season, but sometimes that could be the negative as well.
Well, I think there's, when you have a long season, sometimes it can be a grind based on your travel and are you healthy? Did you get injured that year? Do you have a nagging injury? But at the same time, you're in game shape. Your timing is down. You're in rhythm. As a hitter, you're seeing the ball well. Take a look at Madison Chipman. She's swinging at good pitches. She's not chasing balls out of the zone. She just finished playing her college career this past Sunday for the University of Tennessee.
And she packed her bags. She headed to Orlando, and essentially 1 day later landed in BWI, where she started her pro career.
And I think there's a lot of excitement on the Pride about Madison Chipman being on their roster, and rightfully so. She's a 5-tool player. She's very gifted.
Well, one of the things that USSSA Pride general manager liked is the fact that she brings that championship mentality to the Pride. You know, with Ralph and Karen Weekly at Tennessee, that's a team up at the Rocky Top that has been so good at playing in big ball games during the course of her career. As that one's fouled away.
Well, you take a look at somebody like Shipman, and it's the level of play. She's played 4 years in the SEC, and did she rise to the occasion? Absolutely. Player of the year this year. So she knows how to play with the best at the collegiate level. And now here she has the opportunity to prove herself amongst the NPF in this level.
1 and 2. To right field, but caught. Lindley tracks it down. The Pride strand 2, and that retires the side. As we head to the bottom of the 4th inning here from the home of the Shorebirds. It's the opening night of the NPF. 1-1 our score after 4.
I dream. I dream.
I dream NPF.
I dream NPF.
I dream NPF.
I play USSSA. I play USSSA. I play USSSA. I play USSSA. Come join all of us. Dream NPF, play USSSA.
It was a lifetime in the making.
4 years of over-the-top hard work, dedication, and sweat. Together we fought to the end and rose to the top.
A national championship is something that we dreamed about, but we knew it wasn't over. How can you hang them up when you're just getting started?
Now, here we are again, fighting for an NPF championship.
The hard work, dedication, and sweat starts all over again.
We've been to the top before, we'll be there again.
And when we got to the bigs and it was our show, we knew there's no other equipment that we'd choose.
Top of the 5th inning. It's a 1-1 score. Bernie Gunther, Barbara Jordan, Krista Bedard, we're glad you're with us. Over on ESPN, you got the Women's College World Series and a thrilling matchup between the Oregon Ducks and the Florida Gators. Here in Salisbury, Maryland, we have the start of the NPF season, and it's one of the great things, the ESPN family of networks, great softball tonight.
Well, a lot of great softball. And what I like about the television that happens for college softball is a lot of the nation gets to see these top players, and now they have the chance to see them continue their careers at the pro level.
A couple of those Ducks will be joining the Pride likely next week. Well, actually, I apologize. I do know that I guess graduation's a little later at Oregon, so they do have to graduate, and it's maybe going to be about 2 weeks away before they're able to join the USSSA Pride. But 2 big Ducks playing right now that are Pride draftees.
Alexa Peterson and Courtney Seo. And they're actually competing against the University of Florida right now as we speak in a winner's bracket game.
Florida leading 4-0 in Oklahoma City. That game is live on ESPN. And by the way, a reminder, we will be here all weekend long in Pennsylvania. Tonight, tomorrow night at 7:05, then an off day as we go to Joe Cannon Stadium for games on Monday and Tuesday. As Mejia will start off here in the top of the 5th inning. 91 pitches thrown by Kat Osterman. That's the question is, how long do you expect Kat Osterman and Sarah Pauly to be able to go in this game?
Well, they're both veteran pitchers and they know what it takes. I think a big key is, can they continue to get ahead? And we see right there.
Deep, but hold in. Just enough room for Bridget Del Ponte.
Big swing by Bianca Mejia. I thought she got it all. And Del Ponte does a great job, gets all the way back up against the net and brings it in. So a key anyways in this part of the game for the veteran pitchers to go the distance is to limit their pitch count. If Kat gets into a situation where she walks more batters and her pitch count gets up, hey, at this point in the year, they're not used to going 7 innings. But right now, she's got a no-hitter. We saw her step out 2 innings ago to go out to the bullpen in between innings, throw some pitches between innings, try to find her rhythm back, and I think she's settled in again.
Lindley a walk and a hit by pitch in tonight's ball game. Crowd of 3,000 plus being treated a great softball tonight.
Take a look at this young Rebellion lineup, and Mejia, Lindley, and then Kiocho, and all 3 of those players respectively are their college career all-time home run leaders.
Down on strikes. And the tag is applied by Kristen Sandberg, who's back behind home plate. She's all over the place, isn't she?
Well, they're making some adjustments. One, it's being that DeSalvatore was re-entered offensively last inning. They want to use DeSalvatore's bat. So you make that change, put Sandberg back behind the plate and DeSalvatore back at first base.
2 outs, Kiocho at the plate. As Osterman looks for her first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. Bouncing ball, but foul.
Said they made, I believe they made contact in the batter's box. Angeline Kiocho out of BYU. 5th season in the NPF.
Be a wall, Sandy, be a wall, kid.
All-time home run leader at BYU.
1-2. 2-2. Rebellion looking on. Pretty impressive start in the franchise's first game, going up against one of the all-time great pitchers in the sport. Big pitch coming here, 3-2. Draws a walk. You still can't get that 1-2-3 inning. That's walk number 5, and there's been 2 hit by pitches.
Definitely uncharacteristic of Kat Osterman. We see her missing low there for ball 4. And you know, you walk that many batters in a game or put that many batters on base, hit by pitches and walk, sooner or later, odds are it can bite you, it can come back and get you. But the one thing Kat has going for her, besides her strikeouts tonight, is she's yet to give up a base hit.
Runner on first, 2 outs. Swing and a miss, it's 0-2. BB Bates at the plate. She struck out twice. Looking for her first professional hit. Got her swinging. Inning over. Double-digit strikeouts for Kat Osterman to start the season. She's got over 100 pitchers, and she struck out 10. What a start to the 2014 NPF season They're glad Cat's back. 1-1's our score.
Most revolutionary thing to happen to sports since the invention of the net. BowNet. Play anywhere, play now. With over 45 styles to choose from in all sports, BowNet is durable, portable, and simple. It sets up in just 60 seconds. See how BowNet's revolutionary patent design has made it the fastest growing supplier of sports nets in the industry. Visit bownet.net to see the complete lineup.
1-1 score here, bottom of the 5th. These two teams are going to get an opportunity to take on each other a number of times to start the NPF season, and we are glad you'll be with us all weekend long, hopefully on ESPN3. We're on the air tomorrow night at 7:05 on June the 2nd. We move on to Joe Cannon Stadium, 7:05 start, and June 3rd for 7:05 start. And then the Rebellion will get an opportunity for their team to play at home as they have their home opener June 5th to the 8th. Pride at the Bandits, then more games on ESPN3 when they travel to the Racers and the Bandits later in June. Some good starts to the NPF season, and I think it's intriguing to see the parity of the league, especially with the way the season opened up last night with a huge win for the Akron Racers. To left, and it's caught.
Caitlin Lowe with a great sharp hit to left field. And Angeline Kyocho coming in and making a diving shoestring catch.
Oh, fucking wet.
Let's take a look at Kyocho. You see her coming in. She starts to get low and just secures it into her glove. And that's a big out to keep Caitlin Lowe off the bases to lead off an inning.
Shauna McDonald now at the plate.
McDonald in her 6th pro season in the NPF. She played for Akron for 3 years, Philadelphia Force for 2 years, and now for the Florida Pride after taking a year off.
Strikeout and a pop out. It's a face that I think the league is certainly glad to have back. They talk about the speed that she's had early on in practice, and she brings to the table phenomenal speed.
Well, she won the NPF Golden Spikes Award in 2012, which goes to the player who has the most stolen bases. So McDonald getting it done. Offensively, she is definitely a threat with the way she handles the bat and, of course, her foot speed.
2-2. Down on strikes. Sarah Pauly with her first strikeout since the first inning. She's got 3 in the ball game. And there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Del Ponte now is the batter. One and one. Grabbed in foul territory.
See Del Ponte trying to mix it in, to bunt for a base hit. Lappin way back at third base. It's a good observation by Del Ponte. The only person that was going to make that play would have had to be Ogle behind the plate or Polly off the mound. As you see Lappin way back behind the bag at third. Of course, now there's 2 strikes on the batter.
Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just missed.
Give her a shot, boy. Right here, let's go.
Paulie looking for a 1, 2, 3. Bottom of the 5th. Needs to get Del Ponte here. Got her swinging, inning over. 4 strikeouts in the ball game for Sarah Paulie. We move on to the 6th. 1-1 our score here from Salisbury. The former Pride pitcher on all cylinders tonight.
This is our turf. Day in, day out, we show up. We are here to make an impact, to leave an undeniable mark on the game. We are power. We are performance. We are determined. Together, we are the CF7.
Top of the 6th inning, 1-1 score. Let's check in now with the 3rd member of our team, Krista Bedard. KB?
Earlier in the game, we asked you, how do you celebrate opening day? And I've gotten a few answers over the Twitterverse. At JCasey1120 said she's celebrating opening day by wearing her Pride jersey at the Women's College World Series, #GoPride. And Southern Showcase is celebrating opening day with 2 TVs. One enjoying the NPF on ESPN, and the other watching the Women's College World Series.
Well, lots happening opening night. Big matchups happening at Oklahoma City. And so far, if you take a look at this matchup, how do the Rebellion, who are the new kids on the block, facing up against the NPF champions?
Well, I think it's a big deal right now, and I know that anybody who's competitive and a member of the Rebellion, you know they just want to take this game. And the longer they stay in this game, the better opportunity they have, because I think it can put a little pressure on the Pride, especially if they can come and score a run here late in the game.
Well, here we are in the 6th inning, and this might be their opportunity.
Well, I think it's a great first outing for the Rebellion, toe-to-toe with last year's Cole Cup champion. They're not backing down. They've come out and they've met the challenge so far.
And by the way, Sharonda McDonald and Kaylin Lowe have flip-flopped out in the outfield. McDonald moving to center, Lowe moving to right. Excuse me, Kelly Crutchman out in right, I should say. It's Courtney Liddell at the plate. There's McDonald moving her way out into center field. We talked about how impressive she was racing around in practice, and she certainly hasn't lost a step.
Well, that says a lot to the athlete that she is and the training that she does. Because if all the talk that they're saying that she's still blazing speed and she's a veteran in her career, it really says a lot about her work ethic.
1 and 2. Kind of even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got her swinging. 11 strikeouts in the ball game now for Kat Osterman.
You can really start seeing Kat's balls really starting to drop. I'm not sure if there's anybody who has a better drop ball than Kat Osterman, because you take a look at that thing and it is wicked.
Lappin now at the plate. One ball, no strikes to the former USSSA Pride player.
We talk about Kat when she misses. You know, you take a look at how much these balls are just off the plate or just low in the zone. You really have to be a disciplined batter and know the zone to bat off a Kat Osterman.
2-0.
Take a look at that pitch just missing outside.
Line, but foul.
Count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. This count is brought to you by 3and2sports.com.
Another big opportunity for Lauren Lappin against her former teammate here in the 6th. Base hit. And Lappin is aboard for the 2nd time in the ball game.
So a little 1-out rally here for the Rebellion. And good 2-strike hitting by Lauren Lappin. She didn't try to do too much.
And that is the first hit in Rebellion history.
And let's take a look at that first hit, Bernie, as she drives it right up the middle, busts up Kat's no-hitter, and she's in the record books. I don't know if that's a record.
Yeah. Well, it still goes in the history book.
Yeah, it's in the history books.
So 1 on and 1 out. And here's Mandy Ogle. She walked in the 1st and struck out in her 2nd plate appearance. 116 pitches for Kat Osterman now. Oh and 2. An opportunity for strikeout number 12. Grounded to 3rd. Duran to 2nd. They get 1. And Kamakona back to 1st. But Ogle able to beat it out for a fielder's choice. So there's 1 on with 2 out now here in the 6th.
Now batting number 21, Samantha Garcia.
see a pinch hitter coming in for the Rebellion, Sammy Garcia. In her second year in the NPF, played for the New York, New Jersey Comets last season. Sammy out of the University of South Carolina, where she left her mark in their record books.
Yeah, she did, didn't she?
She's in 10 offensive categories in the top 10 for South Carolina.
And we saw the former Gamecock make a big impact last year for the Comets. But Osterman's well ahead of her now, 0-2. Now backing into the stands.
You really see the experience of Kat Osterman. Late in the game, runner gets on, pinch hitter comes in that has some power. She just goes right at her. She just attacks her on the first few pitches.
Got her swinging. The throw over to first. And Kat Osterman has 12 strikeouts in the ball game. We head to the bottom of the sixth. Got a good one here on the opening night of the NPF season 2014. Rebellion of the Pride tied a run apiece.
This is our turf. Day in, day out, we show up. We are here to make an impact, to leave an undeniable mark on the game. We are power. We are performance. We are determined. Together, we are the CSF7.
Shorebirds, and they've seen a great pitching debut in the 2014 season by Kat Osterman. She's got 12 strikeouts early on in this one. As you take a look, Barb, at what she's done in the game.
Well, she's really settled in. She had a first rough couple innings, but she's really found a groove. And she has made the ball move all over the zone, and she's really stymied the Rebellion batters tonight.
12 total strikeouts. And that goes with the fact that there's a lot of calls early on in the ball game that didn't go her way.
And what I like about this game, Bernie, is we have a pitcher's duel. You have Sarah Pauly, the winningest pitcher in the NPF, going up against Kat Osterman, who's one of the most successful pitchers to ever play the game. And here we are, 1-1, late in the ball game in the bottom of the sixth.
Rebellion looking for a little defense. The Pride, 4 hits. The Rebellion 1 hit. There's just 5 hits combined, so it's really been a pitcher's duel tonight. And we were wondering early on opening night, how long could Sarah Pauly and Kat Osterman stay in the ball game? And you're getting a chance to see it right here.
And if Sandberg can find a way to get on here in the bottom of the 6th, I really think you're going to see the Pride dugout ignite because they know this is their opportunity to put this game away.
Two and one. Base hit. And here comes Sandberg going to second. The throw not in time. And a double to start the inning for Kristen Sandberg. Just the 4th hit of the ball game.
Big hit by Kristen Sandberg. She takes this outside pitch and just drives it into the right center field gap.
And the Pride will huddle, the Rebellion will huddle. Critical junction in the ball game because the Pride have an opportunity to put the Rebellion down to their final 3 outs.
Well, and what more do you want as the Pride? If you can take the lead here and have Kat Osterman on the mound in the top of the 7th, that would be a nice position to be in. So the Rebellion, they got to get together a little bit on defense. The Pride have the bulk of their power coming up. Not likely a sacrifice situation when Gianna DeSalvatore's up with a runner on second base and nobody out. So we'll see, it'll be interesting here. Find out what head coach Jerry Glasgow's philosophy is in a situation like this, but being the associate head coach at Georgia,
yeah. I'm sure Lou Harris Chambers taught him a couple tricks.
He's all about hitting, so I'm looking for DeSalvatore to swing away.
Well, that's the question is, do you really think you're going to take the bat out of the hands of one of your most productive hitters a season ago? And DeSalvatore, first pitch, and that one does fall down. Sandberg, they're going to hold her at third. DeSalvatore into second, and she's safe. Back-to-back doubles.
Well, I love the emotion we're seeing from the Pride players right now. DeSalvatore didn't get all of it, and it's actually a ball I think Kyocho should have called off on Mejia. They both pulled up at the last moment, and the ball drops in. And DeSalvatore, with great hustle, takes second base.
And they'll huddle again. The 6th hit of the ball game. That's why you don't pull the bat away from your top hitter.
Yeah, well, when you lead the league in RBIs the year before,
makes it easy, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty clear decision. DeSalvatore comes through.
And now here's Kamakona, one of the newest members of the Pride, with an opportunity to help out her team here in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, and what I like about this situation for the Pride is not only do they have the go-ahead run, but they have an insurance run out on second base as well. So it would be very hard to come up and score 2 runs in the 7th inning instead of 1 run off a Cat. So especially with the way she's throwing, and the Rebellion only have 1 hit on the night. And we've seen a couple of miscues on communication tonight. We saw a pop fly fall in for the Pride, and now same thing happens here for the Rebellion.
Two in scoring position for the Pride here in Kamakona at the plate. Big pitch there by Sarah Pauly. She lined out earlier in the ball game, robbed of a base hit. What can she do here with a chance to pick up possibly 2 RBIs? The 1-1, foul away.
Now this is a big situation, and if you're a rookie catcher and you're Mandy Ogle, she calls her own game. And not a lot of catchers come in from college calling their own game, but there's Mandy Ogle behind the plate calling her own game, calling pitches for the winningest pitch in the NPF history in the biggest situation of the night.
Kelly Crutchman is in the on-deck circle. And one of the NPF's all-time greats awaiting her opportunity, possibly. Swing and a miss. How about that pitch by Sarah Pauly?
Well, that's a big out right there. That takes a lot of pressure off the defense. We'll take a look at this pitch by Pauly. Looks like a drop ball down and in. Really fooled Kamakona.
And so now Pauly will face her former teammate in Kelly Crutchman. How does that help for both these players, the familiarity of playing with each other for so many years? Because these two's history dates back even to the Washington Glory. Popped up to left, we may have a play at the plate. They're sending Sandberg. Here's the throw, not in time. And the Pride have taken the lead on a sacrifice fly by Crutchman. A big hit.
Well, Crutchman in there, swings at the first pitch, does enough to get it deep enough. The throw just off the line at the plate, but either way, the ball was deep enough. Sandberg scores early, easily.
And what another clutch hit to add to the history for Kelly Crutchman. She did it at the beginning for Patrick Murphy at Alabama. She's done it for the U.S. national team at the Olympics. She's done it for the Washington Glory, and she does it again for the USSSA Pride here on opening night.
Well, you can't say enough about Kelly Crutchman and the success that she's had. She's been on 6 NPF championship teams, so she knows what winning's all about.
Duran trying to give a little insurance to Kat Osterman now.
We see Pauly going up and in and very tight on Duran, who has 2 base hits tonight.
Pauly could use one more big pitch right here to give the Rebellion a big opportunity in the 7th.
Well, it would be a big deal having 2nd and 3rd and nobody out to just give up 1 run here in the bottom of the 6th would give the Rebellion a better shot of being able to come back and tie this game up in the 7th inning.
Here we go. I'm standing right here. That's right.
2 and 2. Got her swinging. The second strikeout of the inning for Serapalli, and the Rebellion will need one to tie it in the top of the 7th. But Kelly Crutchman's big sacrifice fly has given the Pride the lead as we head to the final inning. USSSA is the world's premier sports organization with over 4 million participants. The top youth baseball stars compete at the Wilson DeMarini Elite World Series and the Louisville Slugger Championship, looking to qualify for the USSSA National Youth Championships. In fast pitch, the top teenagers are on the field with USA Select, and the best in the world are on the USSSA Florida Pride. Nationwide Conference USSSA provides the ultimate challenge in slow pitch softball. At every level, you play the best when you play USSSA.
In the nation, we reward safe driving. Add Vanishing Deductible from Nationwide Insurance and get $100 off every year of safe driving, which means you could save a lot of Benjamins. We put members first because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
USSSA members, you could save money on your auto insurance. Call a local Nationwide agent or 1-866-633-5747.
Cat Osterman back into the circle, looking to close things out for yet another NPF victory tonight. What an outing it's been for her, Barb.
Well,
double-digit strikeouts again.
I mean, really, if you take a look at her storied career and to come out tonight and put up the Ks that she has, and just put the walks aside, and part of that is just getting settled in. But really, she's really gotten into a groove and she's back to form.
One more opportunity for the Rebellion here in the 7th. They've had their opportunities, Barb, in the game. The majority of them have come off of the walks.
A lot of those walks were earlier in the game, as we talked about. Osterman was just settling in. And she was around the zone, wasn't getting the calls. They weren't happy about it. Jerry Glasgow, head coach of the Pride, made it known they weren't happy about it, but Kat went out in between innings, 3rd and 4th inning, went out and threw some pitches, and came back in and really found her groove.
By the way, you can mark your calendars. Are back on the air tomorrow night at 7 o'clock right here on ESPN3. Should be another tremendous battle. And certainly, you know, you don't want to say a confidence booster, I guess, for professional softball teams, but this is still a young franchise in the Pennsylvania Rebellion. They just put together this team. The Pride have been building a squad. They're the reigning NPF champions, but so far tonight, the Rebellion have gone toe-to-toe with the defending NPF champions.
Well, this is a great first game for the Rebellion, and if you're the owner, Stu Williams, you have to be happy about the performance in this game. I think it really says a lot about the players that he has brought in, either by the draft or signing them as free agents or acquiring them in trades. But I think he has put together a very gifted team, and he's still missing some players. Some of his players still aren't here tonight. The Edwards sisters out of the University of Nebraska. They'll be joining the team next week.
Got her again. Strikeout number 13 is Salling. Strikes out for the 3rd time in the ball game.
Well, probably not the performance offensively Salling wanted to have coming and batting against her former team, but it's tough when you're facing Kat Osterman.
Here's Mejia. We remember what she did in her last plate appearance, and she comes back and has a line drive base hit to the fence. She's going for 2. Here's the throw, not in time, and the tying run is in scoring position here in the top of the 7th.
And there you see Mejia shouting to her team in the dugout, "Let's go, let's go." First pitch, Mejia just unloads on it and gets that gap shot to left center. Del Ponte makes a great effort to get it in.
And so the tying run is in scoring position. And it's going to be Ashley Carter coming in to pinch run So the Rebellion adding some speed at second. And a big opportunity now for Brittany Lindley.
Ashley Carter out of Cal State Fullerton, making her NPF debut there out on second base.
And for the Pride, Olivia Galati back up and throwing in case she's needed. Brittany Lindley with a big opportunity here. She's had a couple big at-bats against the Pride during her career. Walk, hit by pitch, and a strikeout tonight.
Expect a bunt, Dre.
1-1.
Lindley had a good freshman year. When I say she hit 250 for a rookie in this league, that's a solid number. They're still adjusting to the level of play at this level.
Fouled away, and Lindley's down to her final strike. One and two. Got her. And there's two away. Strikeout number 14 for Kat Osterman.
Here we see the 14th strikeout of the night. Ball just drops right out of the zone.
Tying run in scoring position. And Angeline Kyocho, one of the league veterans, trying to bring in Ashley Carter with an opportunity to tie the ball game. It's 1-1.
Remember, Angeline Kyocho has a lot of power. Her senior year at BYU, she was tied with Jen Yee for most home runs in the nation in the NCAA.
2-1.
She has not quite found that stride, that home run swinging stride in the NPF, but she still has the ability to hit one out.
This would be the moment.
That was over her top knee.
2-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss, and the Rebellion are down to their final strike. Carter stands on second, representing the tying run. And an opportunity for strikeout number 15 for Kat Osterman. Got her. And the Pride take the NPF season opener 2-1.
Well, it's a great team win for USSSA. They were down 1-0. They found a way to tie it in the bottom of the third and the bottom of the sixth. They scored the winning run.
But overall, the hero of the game, talk about the performance by Kat Osterman, especially under the circumstances where she started the game struggling, trying to find the plate, but she settles down. She ends up with a total of 15 home runs, and she's standing by down on the field with our own Krista Bedard. Let's check in with KB, who's with the winning pitcher.
Well, Kat, you found yourself strikes. How did you find your zone?
You know, it was just a matter of battling. I really didn't have my best stuff and kind of lost control a little bit throughout the entire game, but the last 2 innings I finally settled down. It took a while, but
You know, it's just knowing that when I throw my best stuff, I can, you know, I can be good, and just trusting it, because in the long run, even if I walk a few people, I can get out of it.
Well, Glasgow decided to bring Willis in as a catcher, move Kristen to first. What change did that make to the game?
You know, I think the biggest thing is Megan is my rock. She knows everything about me, and so for her to get back in my groove, and she did. We took down the bullpen, and she worked with me, and it helped settle me down just a little bit. I can throw to either one, but I just needed her today to kind of calm me down and get me back in the right mindset.
And you found that mindset recording 15 strikeouts, but we talked earlier in the game about the matchup between you and Sarah Pauly. You guys battled all game long. Can the fans look forward to a new Osterman-Pauly matchup of duels?
Yeah, I think so. As much as it's been Osterman-Abbott in a while now, over here on the Rebellion to be Osterman. You know, I have some great bats on my side, and they bailed me out. But yeah, she did a great job tonight.
Well, congratulations on taking the win on opening day. Go celebrate with your team.
Thank you.
A big win tonight, and a very happy Kat Osterman and the NPF champions from a season ago take game 1 of the 2014 season.
Well, the most important thing is that you find a way to win, and when you are the defending champ, they showed us exactly why, because they did just do that, came from behind, found a way to get the winning run, and you got to give a lot of credit to Kat Osterman on the mound, because she really found a way to stymie the Rebellion batters with her 15 strikeouts and giving up only 2 hits.
Our final score, the USSSA Pride winning 2-1. We're back on the air tomorrow night at 7 o'clock as the Rebellion will battle against the USSSA Pride here on ESPN3. For Barbara Jordan and Chris Abadar, Freddie Gunther saying so long from Salisbury, Maryland.